signum function is defined as y is equal to f of x is equal to this. A signum function is denoted by SGN, signum x, which is equal to 1 if x is greater than 0, 0 if x is equal to 0, and negative 1 if x less than 0. And a signum function defined as or signum function is defined as y is equal to f of x is equal to signum x, which is equal to absolute value of x over x, or x over absolute value of x if and only if x is different from, when x is different from 0, and 0 if x is equal to 0. If x is equal to 0, when we substitute at the place of x any positive real number, the result is equal to 1. And when we substitute at the place of x 0, signum of 0 is equal to 0, and the signum of any negative real number is equal to negative 1. Let us see example. 2 times signum x. Let us see solution. Signum of negative 3 is equal to, signum of negative 3 is equal to what? Is equal to negative 1, because negative 3 is less than 0. When at the place of x we substitute any negative real number, the result is negative 1, or we can find the value of signum of negative 3 by using this expression. That means signum of negative 3 is equal to, at the place of x we substitute negative 3, therefore absolute value of negative 3 over negative 3, which is equal to, absolute value of negative 3 is 3 over negative 3 is equal to negative 1. And also when we find for b signum of 5 is equal to 1, because 5 is greater than 0. Therefore, when we substitute at the place of x any positive real number, the result is equal to 1. Therefore, signum of 5 is equal to 1, or we can use signum of 5 is equal to absolute value of 5 over 5, which is equal to 5 over absolute value of 5 is equal to 5 over 5, which is equal to 1. And when we find 2 plus signum x, we now by definition value of signum x is 1, 0 and negative 1. Then we have to add 2 on the value of signum x, therefore, which is equal to, when x greater than 0, signum x is positive 1, therefore we have 2 plus 3 if x is greater than 0, and 2 plus 0 if x is equal to 0, because if x is equal to 0, signum of x is 0, therefore 2 plus 0 is equal to signum of 2 plus 2 signum x. Then when x is equal to negative, we get 2 plus negative 1 if x less than 0. Therefore, this implies that 2 plus signum x is equal to 2 plus signum x is equal to 3 if x is greater than 0, and 2 if x is equal to 0, and 2 plus negative 1 means 2 minus 1, which is equal to 1 if x less than 0. Solution for D: 2 times signum x, 2 times signum x is different from 2 plus signum x. We know the value of signum x from the given definition. So signum x is equal to, if x greater than 0, signum of x is 1. If x is greater than 0, signum of x is 1. Therefore, we have to multiply 2 times 1 if x greater than 0, and 2 times 0 if x is equal to 0, and 2 times negative 1 if x is less than 0. Therefore, this implies that if x is less than 0. When we see the solution for this function, y is equal to f of x is equal to x plus signum x, which is equal to, when x is, or if x greater than 0, signum of x is 1, therefore x plus 1, x plus 1 if x is greater than 0, and if x is equal to 0, it becomes signum of x is 0, then 0 plus 0 when x is equal to 0 is equal to 0, and if x less than 0, it becomes signum x becomes negative 1, therefore negative 1 plus x is equal to x minus 1 if x is less than 0. In example 1, C, 2 plus signum x is equal to 3 if x is greater than 0, and 2 if x is equal to 0, and 1 if x is less than 0. Domain of f of x means possible values of x in possible value of x in f of x. Possible value of x is x greater than 0, x is equal to 0, x less than 0. This is a possible value of x. This means which is equal to or real number. This is a possible value of x. A possible value of x is or real number. Therefore, domain of f of x means it is a possible value of independent variable of function f. Therefore, the domain of this function is equal to or real number. And when we find range of this function, range of the given function means the possible value of the given function. When we say this function is, let us say y, let us say f of x means which is equal to y. That means a possible value of y means it is range of the given function. In the given function 2 plus signum x, 3, 2, 1 is possible value of y. Therefore, the range of this function is range of f is equal to 3 to 1. When we see range and the domain of signum x, the possible value of x in signum x is or real number. Therefore, the domain of this function signum x is or real number, and range of this function is, this is a possible value of x in this function which is equal to or real number is equal to domain of signum x, and this value is a possible value of y which is equal to range of signum x, which is possible value of y when y is equal to signum x. ከታይፕ ኦፍ ፈንክሽኖች ውስጥ ሲግነም ፈንክሽን አንዱ ነው። ሲግነም ፈንክሽን ዲፋይን ስናደርግ y is equal to f of x is equal to signum x ነው። signum x is equal to 1 if x is greater than 0። የፈለግነውን ፖዚቲቭ ነምበር በኤክስ ቦታ ብንተካ ሪዛልቱ የምናገኘው 1 ነው። ዜሮን ብናስገባ በኤክስ ቦታ የምናገኘው ሪዛልት 0 ነው እያልን ነው ማለት ነው። signum of x is equal to negative 1 if x is less than 0 ማለት ደግሞ በኤክስ ቦታ ማንኛውንም ኔጌቲቭ ነምበር ብናስገባ የምናገኘው ሪዛልት ኔጌቲቭ 1 ነው። ስለዚህ ዶሜን ማለት possible value of independent variable of the given function ማለት ነው። possible value of x greater than 0 x is equal to 0 እና x less than 0 ማለት all real number ነው። all real number ነው። ስለዚህ this is possible value of x, therefore it is domain of signum x. እዚህ ጋር ያገኘነው 1 0 እና -1 ማለት ደግሞ possible value of y ነው። y ሊሆን የሚችለው in ሶስቱን ቁጥሮች ብቻ ነው። ስለዚህ ይሄ range of signum function ነው ማለት ነው። ሌላው y is equal to f of x is equal to signum x is equal to በዚህም ዲፋይን ሊሆን ይችላል absolute value of x over x or x over absolute value of x if and only if x different from 0 and if x is equal to 0 it becomes 0. ይሄ ማለትና ይሄ ተመሳሳይ ነው የምናገኘው ሪዛልት ማለት ነው። -1 ልናገኝ የምንችለው x less than 0 ሲሆን -1 እናገኛለን። x greater than 0 ሲሆን ደግሞ +1 ነው የምናገኘው። ለምሳሌ x እዚህ ጋር የተሰጠውን ኤግዛምፕል ስናይ ሲግነም ኦፍ -3 ስንል -3 less than 0 ነች። ስለዚህ x less than 0 ሲሆን ደግሞ ፖሲብል ቫልዩ -1 ነው። ወይም ደግሞ በአብሶሉት ቫልዩ ፈንክሽን ስናየው which is equal to we can say -3 at the place of x. ስለዚህ -3 over absolute value of x ማለት በx ቦታ -3 ብናስገባ የምናገኘው ሪዛልት -3 over absolute value of -3 is equal to 3 ስለሆነ 3 which is equal to -1 ይሆናል ማለት ነው። በዚህኛው ብንሰራ በዚህኛው ደግሞ signum of x is equal to -1 if x is less than 0 x ማንኛውም ኔጌቲቭ ነምበር ሲሆን ሪዛልቱ -1 ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው። ይሄ ደግሞ greater than 0 ነው። ስለዚህ absolute value of x over x ብንል የምናገኘው ሪዛልት 1 ነው። ስለዚህ ወይም ደግሞ በዚህኛው ዲፊኒሽን signum of x is greater than 0 ሲሆን possible value የምናገኘው ሪዛልት 1 ነው ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ በዚህ መልኩ ይሄንን ኤግዛምፕል ስንሰራው ሲ ላይ 2 plus signum x የሚለው 2 plus signum x የሲግነም ኤክስን ቫልዩ እናውቃለን። የሲግነም ኤክስ ቫልዩ ምንድነው የሚሆነው? እቺ 1 ነች። እዚህ ጋር እቺ 1 ነች። we have to say 1 እዚህ ጋር 1 ነች because signum x if x greater than 0 signum x 1 ነች። 1 plus 2 is equal to 3 ነው የሚሰጠን። እዚህ ጋር ደግሞ if x is equal to 0 signum of x 0 ነች when x is equal to 0 2 plus 0 is equal to 2 ይሰጠናል ማለት ነው። እዛ ጋር signum of x is equal to -1 if x is less than 0 therefore 2 plus -1 is equal to 1 ይሆናል ማለት ነው if x is less than 0 ዲ ላይ ደግሞ የተሰጠው 2 times signum x when we find 2 times signum x 2 times signum x is equal to 2 times signum x 1 if x greater than 0 ስለዚህ x ፖዚቲቭ ሲሆን signum x 1 ስለሆነች 1 ሲባዛ በ2 2 ይሰጠናል ማለት ነው if x is greater than 0 2 times 0 if x is equal to 0 signum x is equal to 0 ስለሆነ 0 times 2 0 ነው የሚሰጠን if x less than 0 ሲሆን ኔጌቲቭ ሲሆን ማለት ነው signum of x -1 ነው -1 times 2 -2 ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ሌላው ኤግዛምፕል 2 ላይ find f of x is equal to x plus signum x አሁንም የሲግነም ኤክስን ቫልዩ እናውቃለን -1 0 እና +1 ነች። ስለዚህ x plus የሲግነም ኤክስን ቫልዩ ደምረን ሪዛልቱን እናገኛለን ማለት ነው። then x plus signum x is equal to x plus 1 if x greater than 0 signum x is equal to 1 ስለሆነ x plus 1 ይሆናል ማለት ነው። at x is equal to 0 signum of x is equal to 0 ስለሆነ 0 plus x በራሷ 0 ነች 0 plus 0 ይሰጠናል ማለት ነው። ሌላው x less than 0 ሲሆን signum of x -1 ነች -1 plus x ደግሞ x minus 1 ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው። then give the domain and range of 2 plus signum x 2 ፕላስ ሲግነም ኤክስ መጀመሪያ ሰርተናል 3 2 1 ነው የሚሰጠን። ስለዚህ ዶሜን ማለት ፖሲብል ቫሊዩ ኦፍ ኢንዲፔንደንት ቫሪያብል ኦፍ ዘ ጊቨን ፈንክሽን ማለት ነው። ፖሲብል ቫሊዩ ኦፍ ዋይ 3 2 እና 1 ነው። የፈለግነውን ኤክስ ብናስገባ ሪዛልቱ ከዚህ አይወጣም። ስለዚህ ሬንጁ 3 2 እና 1 ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ሌት አስ ሲ ኤግዛምፕል 4 odd or even. When we find oddness and evenness of function, if f of negative x is equal to negative f of x, then f of x is odd, and if f of negative x equal to with the given function f of x, then that function f of x is even function. Solution for A, f of x which is equal to signum x is equal to 1 if x is greater than 0, 0 if x is 0, and negative 1 if x less than 0. Then let us find f of negative x. F of negative x is equal to signum of negative x is equal to negative of signum x, which is equal to we know value of signum x in previous definition. Therefore it becomes negative 1 if x is greater than 0, negative of signum x. Signum x is 1 if x is greater than 0. Then when we multiply by negative 1 if x is equal to x greater than 0, and 0 if x is equal to 0, and signum of x if x is less than 0 is equal to negative times negative is equal to 1 if x is less than 0. This implies that f of negative x is equal to negative of f of x, because f of x is equal to 1 0 negative 1. Then this implies that f of x is odd. B says that f of x is equal to x cube signum x, which is equal to if x greater than 0, signum of x is 1 times x cube is equal to x cube, and if this is equal to, if x is equal to 0, it becomes signum of x is equal to 0. If x is equal to 0, then 0 times x by itself 0, then it becomes 0, and if x is less than 0, signum of x is negative, therefore negative times x, negative x cube, because signum of x when x is less than 0 negative 1 times x cube is equal to negative x cube. Then to identify the parity of this function, let us see f of negative x, which is equal to f of negative x is equal to negative x cube signum of negative x, which is equal to, this means which is equal to negative x cube signum of negative x means times negative signum x, which is equal to negative times negative x cube signum x, which is equal to if x is less than 0. This implies that f of x which is equal to x cube 0 and negative x also equal with f of negative x. F of negative x also equal to x cube 0 and negative x cube. Therefore f of x is equal to f of negative x. Therefore f of x is equal to x cube signum x is even function. even function. Let us see the parity of constant function. If let us take let f of x is equal to a when a is an element of all real number. This is a constant function. A constant function. When we identify the parity of this function, when this is any real number, f of negative x also is equal to a. Therefore, this implies that f of x is equal to f of negative x. Therefore, f of x is equal to a when a an element of all real number is even. Generally, we conclude that any constant function is even function. Let us say f of x is equal to 5. Also, when we find parity of this function, f of negative x is equal to 5. F of negative x also 5. This shows that f of x is equal to 5 is even function.